Hello and welcome to this month's new moon astrological reading. So on March 29th, Saturday, we have a new moon in Aries and a solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipses usher in big changes that gradually sweep through the entire human collective during a 6 to 12 month period. This is a process that will affect each and every one of us. And we have the choice to be in conscious relationship with it or allow it to affect us and respond to the ripples it generates in our lives. If you're watching this video, it's likely that you want to consciously move in divine harmony with these big shifts that are on our horizon. So first, let's take a look at what is a solar eclipse. It's where the moon moves in front of the sun, eclipsing the sun. So what does that mean? Well, astrologically, the sun represents our outer expression, our identity, the aspects of ourselves that we use to engage with and navigate the world. This can also be seen as our divine masculine aspects or our yang energies. And the moon represents our deeper inner emotional self that is often protected from the outside world. It's behind closed doors, which can also be seen as our divine feminine aspects or our yin energies. So when the moon stands in front of the sun, creating a solar eclipse, it activates us to check our egos, our personas, our characters, our livelihoods that we've created, and to put them aside for just a moment and check in with our deeper, truer, more vulnerable, emotional self. These are the aspects of ourselves that are hidden to the public. And over the next few months, we are being called to sit with our emotions and to do an honest evaluation of our emotional well-being, our divine purpose, and our soul contracts. This is what the new moon in Aries and solar eclipse will be activating and initiating the entire human collective to engage with over the next 6 to 12 months. So what does this look like in everyday life? That means some emotions that we thought were long gone may arise into our awareness. They may bubble up to the surface and we may be feeling things we haven't felt in decades. And we need to tend to those with some tender loving care rather than stuffing them away or avoiding them with work or social media or food or alcohol, shopping, entertainment, or whatever we use as distractions that we like to engage with from time to time. We all have them, myself included. This also means that our patience, compassion, gratitude, and unconditional love will be tested throughout the next 6 to 12 months. You can only imagine what that looks like, right? Situations will come up into our experience where we really need to connect with our patients, or we really need to show grace and compassion, or gratitude, or unconditional love. And by unconditional love, we mean unconditional, without conditions, meaning no matter what happens, there's still unconditional love. And so these are some of the things that we might engage with that are easier said than done. Now, this will not only happen on an individual basis in our personal lives, but this will also play out in the collective field as well. This means by August and September, we can look back and we'll be able to see how much we individually have truly transformed from this solar eclipse. Now, collective shifts take a little longer to appear in our human experience because the collective consciousness will respond to all the ripples that get sent out from each individual transformation that takes place. So by next year, next spring, we can notice that we're living in a world that is a very different place than we find ourselves currently in this moment in space and time. Now, I've already taken a look at the eclipse dynamics for early next year, and we are certainly on the fast track to enormous changes. Now, changes aren't always easy, but they are on our horizon. Many of us call these changes the Great Awakening, the Apocalypse, the Age of Aquarius, the end of Satan's little season, the Golden Dawn, the New Earth. It bears many names depending on the cosmological view that you are currently standing in. However, the key to remember here is if we remain consciously aware of the divine cosmic energies that are influencing our universe, then we can move in divine harmony with these energies. If we choose to remain distracted and keep our attention and focus on other places like the news, the media, entertaining ourselves, whatever it may be, we will have a much harder time navigating these cosmic shifts. In either case, I know change isn't easy, but being aware of it and understanding these cosmic movements will give us more divine presence, coherence, and courage to move with these ebbs and flows of life. Now, some aspects that make this solar eclipse particularly unique is the Mercury, the planet of communication, and Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity, are both retrograde. This means we are being called to review our past behaviors, patterns, experiences, decisions, and old stories, but this time with more clarity, divine presence, and compassion. Meaning, we may have to let go of some old stories that we carry as part of our identity. We may also have to offer forgiveness where forgiveness was not present in the past. We may have to offer compassion where compassion was scarce before. We may have to actively change patterns and behaviors that are no longer in alignment with the divine destiny that we want to bring forth for ourselves. And this Mercury in retrograde can also mean that we may need to actively agree to what happened to us in our past without a wish or desire for things to have been any different, and to find peace in all of those places. Now, Venus is a wonderful companion in this pursuit because she has the creative lenses with which we can use to perceive our past selves and our past experiences differently. This time with more wisdom, unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and finding the divine beauty and peace in all of these places in our past. This new moon happens in 9 degrees of Aries, which, according to numerology, is a very magical time and place to plant your new moon seeds, wishes, intentions, and dedications for the future. This new moon also marks the end of a spiritual chapter in each of our journeys. Now, Aries is the pioneering and trailblazing energy that will lead us in navigating this new astrological landscape. However, in order to be most supported in this adventure of the soul, in this exploration of our soul, we need to request the blessings, love, and support of our ancestors. Now, Mercury in retrograde is opposite of the South Node, which opens up this portal, making our ancestors more available to us. So elicit their help, talk to them, make offerings to them, make forgiveness with them, show compassion with them. They're no longer embodied, so we no longer have to approach them as they were when they were alive. They are free from the confines and limitations of their body and the emotional weight of this world. And they are now in their divine order, their divine form. And they are waiting and wanting us to engage with them. We just need to activate our sovereignty and free will of choice by requesting their assistance. So let's connect with our ancestors, create an ancestor altar, light a candle for them, give them offerings, talk to them, ask them for advice, and see what shows up. See what divine synchronicities arrive in your life. Now, Chiron, the planet that represents the wounded healer aspects of ourselves, is at 22 degrees of Aries, which is the master number of the builder. And this astrological dynamic is here to help us build something new with our divine creative forces. But we must first look back throughout our past and mend all the cracks that have been left unresolved so that our foundation is solid and strong for the future that we are calling forth. This is the time to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of your existence and to see how you showed up in every aspect of your life. Seeing all the ways that we may show up incomplete and where we were under-resourced so that we can then see the larger picture of ourself and put all these various pieces and aspects back in the rightful places with love, compassion, and forgiveness, giving us clarity on our divine purpose and place. So you know exactly what you were born to build and why you are here. And it comes from this divinely aligned place and not from an unhealed place of lack where we haven't fully attended to all the cracks in our foundation. Now, Chiron at 22 degrees of Aries will act like our soul's compass, working in collaboration with the cosmic forces of nature, while we continue to map out our greater spiritual blueprint and the universe continues to test our readiness, our capacity for divine presence, our level for clarity by activating our emotional triggers and pressing all of our buttons to see if indeed our foundation is solid enough for the future that is being created. Because this new earth that we've been talking about for years and years now will require each and every one of us to stand in our unique divine place of power. Do you know where that is? Do you know what that is? That means the cosmos will be testing our capacity and our fluidity to handle anything and everything that enters our experience. Another way to think about it is we are going through a collective cosmic upgrade through an initiatory process of walking the walk, as we often call it. We are ending the cycle of imperfection and lack and entering into a cycle of recognizing our true perfection, our divinity, our magic, our power, and our medicine. So we are on a journey of discovering all of these aspects of ourselves if we haven't yet discovered these aspects. And if we have, this is our opportunity that the universe is giving to us to go even deeper and to strengthen and to hone and to perfect our magic and medicine. This is a complete transformation of identity for each of us as individuals, as well as the entire human collective. That means by next year, we could be living in a very different society. Now, Neptune, the planet that rules over our subconscious, our dreams, and intuition, is in the final degree of Pisces, the sign in which it rules. And this is helping us to awaken and strengthen our clair abilities, to open our connection with the divine realms of the spirit world so that we can access all of our divine gifts. This will only happen once we've thoroughly mended all the cracks of our past. So if we're still struggling, or we haven't yet arrived as the person we want to be, and we feel like we're overdue and we're feeling stuck, then there might be something left unresolved that we're not consciously aware of. And that is why healers and wisdom teachers that come into our lives play such an important role in our lives, because we often can't perceive what we need to tend to because we're immersed in it and we don't know any different. We don't have that outside perspective. So this cosmic alignment is helping us to zoom out and connect with these greater aspects of ourselves. And it will also be beneficial to seek support or guidance from someone outside of our family system, which is also calling us to trust and activate our community collaboration, which is an essential component of this new transformation that we can expect to develop over the next few months and years, depending on which timeline we find ourselves in. Now, we can't do it alone. We all need guidance and support along the journey of our souls. We all have a teacher that comes in, someone that helps us. I've had many teachers, beautiful teachers, and I love each and every one of them. And I continue to work with them. And this is a sacred bond and relationship that we should not deprive ourselves from by trying to do it all on our own. This is a sacred relationship that is, it's a gift that we should welcome into our human experience. And so I hope you enjoyed this astrological reading. This is just a quick little snapshot of the cosmic energies that we'll be engaging with over the next couple weeks and months. Of course, there's so much more we could dissect about this spring equinox and this new year, new astrological configuration with this new moon and solar eclipse. However, I try to keep these videos as short as possible because we're living in such a fast-paced society and our attention spans are really short. I mean, mine's gotten shorter over the years too. We're all affected by this. So I try and keep these short and sweet. So if you're looking to learn more or to see how these astrological aspects personally affect you according to your birth chart, then let's schedule some time where we can take a look at your birth chart and see how it's affected by these astrological dynamics. Another option is to apply for the Supermoon Astrological Mentorship. This is where we study these cosmic forces every 2 weeks, and we meet and discuss what is being activated in your natal chart and what kind of rituals you can do to take advantage and collaborate with these divine creative forces of nature. And we meet and discuss this every 2 weeks, every new moon and every full moon. So the invitation is there. And I look forward to see where our paths cross next. And I wish all of you a fruitful, joyous, peaceful, and magical new moon and solar eclipse. And until next time, bye guys.